Alright, what's up guys? So I'm just gonna take a quick look at Bitcoin and maybe if I have the time I'll take a quick look at a couple of altcoins. So what I'm seeing in the chat right now, I'm seeing a lot of confusion and fear, of course, because Bitcoin is dumping, right? But what you need to do in a situation like this, you need to really zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture, right? And let's just take a look at the clean chart here with any indicators or moving averages or support and resistance zones or anything like that, right? So just look at price action here. Let's remove this first. So I want you to look at this price action and tell me, I mean, it's not looking really bearish, right? Because we have a pretty clear uptrend here on the daily, right? So the trend is up on the daily, and we have like what I'm looking for here before I start getting like high time frame bearish. I'm looking for a change in behavior. So a change in behavior is basically a break in market structure, and to get a break in market structure, we need to see lower highs and lower lows, right? Because right now we're seeing higher highs and higher lows. So let's go back to the other chart. There's two moving averages I'm looking at right now, and it's the yellow right here. Actually, let's remove all the others. So, and this one. So there's two moving averages I'm looking at right now. It's the yellow 21 exponential and this white 200 simple on a daily. So the 200 simple on a daily we broke here, and we haven't really tested it yet. And we haven't, I mean, we had the first test here, but like this dump here that we got today didn't really test the 21 EMA, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this wick come down and actually test 21 EMA. If that happens, I would still be bullish, right? But if we start closing dailies below the 21 EMA, we have a change in behavior, and we would have the start of a lower low, right? So that would be a change in behavior and a change in market structure. So as long as we are below, if we are above the 21 EMA on a daily, I'm still bullish. But if we break this area, I'm gonna show you why it's such an important area. It's actually right in the middle of this green high time frame support area. If you guys have been following my analysis, you know that I told you guys we were probably gonna see a bounce down here in the midpoint of the RLC. We got that bounce, and we would probably get a fat reaction up here. We never really got that strong reaction I was looking for. We just broke right through, and we are right now coming down to test this area again, right? So to me, it kind of looks like, it could just be another bullish retest of this support area being confluent with the 21 EMA. So as long as we keep above this area, I'm still high time frame bullish, and I'm looking for this trend to just continue. But seeing as this trend is very strong to the upside, right? It's a very nice bullish trend, and if it were to go even stronger upwards, I would say we were almost going parabolic, right? So a retrace is just healthy, right? So the price action we're seeing right now is just good for Bitcoin, and I would not even be surprised to see a retest of the 200 simple, because the 200 simple on the daily, this white line here, is obviously a very important moving average, and it's a important moving average across basically all financial markets, and a lot of people are watching it and a lot of people are trading off it. This was the pump and the move that broke the 200 simple to the upside, which led us to the top at around 14,000. We then had some nice price action around the 200 simple here and here, acting as resistance here and support here. We have now broken the 200 simple on this powerful move up, And we also have the bullish cross between 21 EMA crossing the 200 simple to the upside. So obviously, I mean, price action looking really good, and even on the weekly, I would say it's looking really good. We closed the weekly up here. We closed the weekly, you know, creating a higher high on the weekly. So the weekly trend is basically up, and what we're seeing now is a back test, a bullish retest of this area right here, the high time frame support. So like, there's no need to worry really. When you like, I would say you should be a little bit worried if we close below this area, complement with the 21 EMA, for a move down to the 200 simple, complement with this support down here. And if we break this area to downside, that's when I'm gonna start, you know, being like, that's when I'm gonna start going almost like, I guess like 100% USDT. Actually, I'm like, let's see where I'm at right now. I'm actually at around, I think, 70% USDT now, a little bit Bitcoin, and in a couple of altcoins, but mostly USDT now. And with this dump, I lost about 1% of my portfolio value in USDT, but because I exited right like here around 10.2, between 10.2 and 10.1, I'm actually up in my BTC value, but I'm like 1 or 2% down in USD value. So for me, that's absolutely okay. And the alt positions I'm in right now is very small. I'm only risking a very small percentage on those alt positions, and they are positions that are left that have entered before this dump. So I'm just keeping those positions, because if Bitcoin is going to start slowly trending upwards here, or going to start ranging here, I think that's like a very good situation for alts, because we have Bitcoin above the 200 simple, above the 21 EMA. So Bitcoin is looking high time frame bullish. So if we like start trading upwards here, I think people will, you know, go back to their bullish bias, and I think alts will, you know, rally once again. So the positions I'm in right now, the alts, it's a QSP. As you can see here, we retested this support right here. So right now, QSP is looking like a bullish retest actually. And if we can close this daily above this purple 200 simple exponential, the simple explanation, that's stupid, the 200 exponential EMA, then I think we'll you know, head up here if Bitcoin decides to not, you know, do something crazy. And I'm also in ADA BTC, which is looking decent, right? We had this, if you look at the 4 hour, we had this beautiful rounded retest of the support here. We need to break like the 700 sats area to possibly reach this area up here, the 850 sats. And another position I'm in is REN BTC. So obviously not very beautiful, but as you can see, we wicked down below the 21 EMA on the 4 hour. Let's see on the daily. Yeah, we wicked down and almost touched the 200 simple. So as long as we start, you know, as long as we trade above the 200 simple here, and if we can close this daily candle above the midpoint of this support, where the 4 hour 21 EMA is right now, if we start closing above this area, I would still be bullish on REN. But like, guys, I'm risking a very small percentage of my portfolio here, because I've you know, I sold some to like minimize my risk. I sold some very recently down here, I think around 620. So to lower my risk by 50%, I think I'm like 1% portfolio risk on this trade. On ADA, I'm around 1% too. So if you look at my whole alt portfolio, I'm about like, I'd say 3% portfolio risk. So if all my altcoins get stopped out, I will only lose like 3% of my BTC portfolio. So not really, you know, nothing massive, right? And like I said, I've started like scaling out of Bitcoin here, not fully, obviously. I will probably scale out of Bitcoin fully if we close dailies below here. And if you bounce here, I will buy some back. And if we reclaim, like if you start closing dailies up here, I'm probably going to be full Bitcoin again for a move up to this area up here, which is the next high time frame resistance. And if we clear this area, I'm looking at the high of this last bull run, the 14k area. So that's kind of like my outlook on the market right now. Let's see if we have some shorting requests. I know a lot of people are watching Ripple coin. So let's take a look at Ripple coin. Like, this is just beautiful, right? We had we broke, like we bounced perfectly off the support, and we broke above the 200 simple here, and we tested the purple EMA here, 200 EMA. We touched this order block up here. And if you guys remember, I had a setup where, obviously not active, but the last take profit was this EQ of this order block up here. So like a retest of this area down here is it looks probable, I would say. And actually, like, it looks really good for a retest down here, because like you can see here, you have this yellow 21 EMA and this white 200 simple. It looks like in a couple of days the 21 EMA will most probably cross the 200 simple to the upside, and if price actually comes down and tests this area while the 200 EMA and the 200 EMA, the 200 simple, sorry, and the 21 EMA, when they converge on each other inside this support zone, that's gonna be, powerful confluence. And I would probably, if Bitcoin allows, take a long down there for a repeat of this move, basically up here. Let's take a look at Steam and BNB. Do you want me to short BNB versus Bitcoin or versus the dollar? I think you want me to short Steam versus Bitcoin. So let's take a look at Steam. This is just beautiful price action right here. Let's remove all these others moving averages. I don't want that one, not that one, this one. Alright, so beautiful price action right here. Beautiful. So what happened here was we crossed sorry, got a message. So we broke the 200 simple here to the upside. The 21 EMA crossed the 200 simple to the upside. We retested this area down here, with the 21 EMA being complemented to 200 simple, confluent with this support area right here. And just a beautiful, where is it? God damn it. I can't select it. God damn it. Oh, right here. So as you can see, a beautiful test of this buy zone right here. That move took us up here, and we broke the 200 EMA, this purple line, to the upside, and we now today came down and touched this area perfectly. So as you can see, the purple 200 EMA is around 2443, and looking at the 4 hour, it's this area right here. So we had a beautiful rounded retest on the 4 hour, testing the 200 EMA on a daily, and we hopefully maybe we can close this 4 hour above the 21 EMA on the 4 hour. So I mean, it's not looking bad, but if we start closing below here, then I would say I'd be worried for more downside. Right now it just looks like a bullish retest of the 200 EMA confluent with this area right here, which is high time frame support, I would guess. I would probably call it now. Close this daily above here, and then would be, confirm the breakout of the support resistance area. So BNB USD, BNB USD. All right, so this looks really good. This looks really good. Alright, so you have the 21 EMA crossing the 200 simple and the 200 EMA to the upside here with this massive move. I would not be surprised to see a move back down to this area actually. So I would be a little bit cautious on BNB USDT or BNB USD. We have possible support around this level right here. So as you guys can see, my analysis is very simple. I'm only using horizontal support and resistances, and I'm that's basically what I'm using, right? I base all my trades on horizontal support and resistance areas, and to help me find confidence with those areas, I use the moving averages. I look at mainly the 21 EMA on the daily and the weekly and the 200 simple on the daily and the 4 hour. That's basically mostly what I'm looking at, and recently I've started using 200 exponential 2 on the daily, and basically what I'm doing is I'm watching these moving averages as dynamic support and resistances, and when you have confidence with a moving average like here, you have confluence in this area between the 200 EMA and 200 simple, confluent with support. This is obviously a strong support area. If price comes down and touches it here, I don't think it will in the coming days, but that's and I also use Fibonacci tool to find the RLC. I'll explain more about that in another video, but just to show you guys, like, my trading style is very simple and it's very effective, so trading don't really need to be very complicated. All right, so here we go. We have support area, I would say, and like we wicked down into support here. So as long as we can stay above this area, I would be bullish on BNB versus the dollar. Obviously, if Bitcoin dumps, then BNB will most probably also dump. But you never know, right? You never know. If we see this type of move, then I would probably long this area. Like if we start closing like a daily open and close above 25, then I would probably long the retest with a stop below this wick down here. I would not be surprised to see a move back down to the yellow 21 exponential at around $22, and like the perfect entry would probably be this area down here, as long as the 200 simple stays in this area. All right, so that's BNB. Let's take a look at Vabi. That's a weird name. Vabi. Tile, man, it's weird. All right, so here's a setup I had on Vabi. I can't remember where I had this setup. Well, looking at this, it's not really looking good, right? We got stopped out here on this wick, but a Bacano 3000. I'm gonna upload a replay. I already shot the Steam, but I'm gonna upload a replay so you guys can watch it later. All right, so Bobby is looking really good. We like noticed how good of a confidence this 200 simple is with this support line right here. Also, it's the top of the RLC of this whole range here. So yeah, very good price action from Bobby. We have the 200 EMA right here. So this is the area to break, right? This is the area that we need to close above. And also, if you noticed, it's a very important high time frame resistance, this area, confluent with the 200 simple. You can judge that by looking at this price action here, being used as resistance here. Resistance broke above, very powerful move once it broke to the upside. So that's a good indication of this being a strong level. We had a proper bounce right here before breaking through on a second retest. So this is, and then we had a bearish retest here, comes to the 21 EMA on a daily. So obviously a very good level to watch. And also noticed how price touched the 200 EMA pretty much perfectly before getting rejected. So right now for Huobi, if you guys are looking for an entry on this coin, I would obviously first look at CryptoBurbs setup, and like go probably like base your idea on that one, because he's, you know, obviously a very good trader and with some very good ideas. But if I were to enter Huobi, I would either enter on a break and retest of the 21 EMA with a stop around this area. Take profit would be somewhere, first take profit would be somewhere up here, second the high of this range. Also, if you retrace from current prices, I would look, maybe could be a good idea probably to get some fills in on the 200 simple. Stop somewhere in this area. Like, you guys should probably not follow this setup like by the numbers. I'm just giving you guys some ideas here, and hopefully with my ideas you can like make your own ideas and like watch the price on the lower time frames to find exactly where you want to enter your take profits and your stop loss. Like, don't go off these setups, because you will most probably get wrecked, but because I haven't really done any like perfect analysis on these setups. If I find a proper setup, I will post it in trade setups or official calls. So unless you see me posting a setup in those channels, it's not really advisable to enter anything you see me streaming. But if you have to enter Huobi, a break and retest of this area or a retest of this area is probably a good idea. Maybe. Alright, so I'm gonna take a quick look at the ADA and the CRX, and that's all I'm gonna do tonight. ADA BTC, I'm actually in ADA. Oh, I think I did ADA, so never mind. Yeah, just, you know, nothing special here. We had this daily range here, we broke above range high, we now testing range high, hopefully a bullish retest for a move up to this liquidity pool up here. And 0x BTC, yeah, looking good, man, looking good. This is actually an active setup, and watch how we had our entry down here at the 200 simple. We had a daily open and close above the purple 200 exponential, confirming a breakout on the daily, and we all now on this dump, we dumped down and got bought up pretty quickly from the 200 EMA here. So yeah, looking good. I expect more upside on this one. So guys, remember, if you are in any altcoins right now, just remember, like, take profits. If you are in any of our setups, it's very important to actually take profits at the take profits levels. And if you want to, like, if you feel like, you know, Bitcoin is about to dump more, move your stops up. It's really important to you know, secure profits. All right, so did the BTC dump impact ADA? Well, obviously, right, if Bitcoin moves suddenly, it's gonna affect alts, because people start to feel fear, right? And when people start to feel fear, you will notice, you know, those kind of feelings in the market. And what we're seeing right now is fear. This is fear right here, but we're getting bought up pretty quickly in this zone right here. And like right now, we can't really say much, because we need to let this weekend price action settle, and we need to see where Bitcoin wants to go, right? Right now, I'm just seeing a dump right into support, being confluent to 21 EMA in a daily, so it's all looking good to me. But if we start trading below this area, that's a danger zone, right? And if we start trading, like, let's just take it one level at a time, right? That's my trading philosophy, one level at a time. And right now, I got this level to watch and this level to watch. Well, I guess that's two levels at a time, but just take it one step at a time. This is my first step. If we lose this one, I'm gonna look at another step. So I'm not interested right now in doing any high time frame analysis. I'm just looking at the bigger picture here by looking at the smaller picture, I would say. So my camera is shut up. Weird. Where were I? Man, I'm getting tired. Alright, so did BTC dump affect ADA? Obviously it did. I mean, obviously, it always does. But I'm still liking ADA. I mean, look at the lower time frames. Obviously, I guess this was the Bitcoin dump. Obviously affected ADA, but it got all, bought up pretty quickly here. As you can see here. But if you close above here and we just start trading upwards and close above here, that means this was just just a bearish, a bullish retest of support, a classic SR flip, right? Alright, so that's it for tonight. Hope you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. Like, what I wanted to tell you guys is, don't panic, guys. Don't panic. I mean, this is totally natural. And if you guys are panicking, if you guys are losing a lot of money on this, it means you're either over leveraged or you're risking way too much on your altcoin trades. Like, I'm risking like 2% on my altcoin trade. So if I enter an altcoin position and I get stopped out, I only lose like 2% of my portfolio, and the risk to reward ratio is usually higher than 3 or 4, which means if I win that trade, I will gain back like 8 to 10% of my portfolio. So just take care, guys, and yeah, really enjoy you guys watching this types of stuff, and really, like, if you, hopefully you guys enjoy it too. So yeah, good night, guys, and take care, everyone.